Hey, juniors. Hope you guys are doing great and that you are having a wonderful start to the week. We are only 3 weeks away from turning our proposal in. Yay! I know you are super excited about it. I am too. Let's get started. Today, we are going to fill in the next chunk of our proposal. If you could please get your proposal up on your Chromebook, that would be fantastic. Go to your drive right now, open it up. Also, I would like you to have out your project-specific guidelines, the ones that we've been looking at over the last couple weeks, the ones that are specific to your project type. Today, we're going to do a lot of copying and pasting some things over, so it'll be really helpful for you to get those out. Have those up, have your proposal open. All right. We have looked at the My Idea portion, what your project will be. We've looked at the My Learning section. What will you have to learn to get your project done? And last week, we wrote the My Plan portion of your proposal. This really is a step-by-step to-do list of what you will need to do to get your project done. All the learning, the actual completion of the project, and then all the wrap-up, the evaluations, the finalizing up any specific documentation that you're going to have, all of those things. At the bottom, we have the total hours that you think it's going to take for you to complete your project. Remember, it has to be at least 20 hours. So make sure that in here you've added enough stuff to add up to a minimum of 20 hours. It will, 100%. By the time you learn, do the project, do all the wrap up, it will 100% be at least 20 hours. So make sure you have that total in there. Okay, today we are looking at the My Evidence portion, which really is documentation section. What will you have to show to your judges at your defense that shows you actually completing and working through the whole entire project? If you go to your project-specific guidelines and scroll down, it has a documentation section. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to copy this little portion here, copy that, then go over to your proposal, and I want you to delete the chunk that's already in there. That's from the sample proposal. That's not what you're doing. And I want you to paste in the project-specific guidelines for your project type. I promise it's okay. I'm telling you to do this. It's fine. We're cool. Okay, so in the My Evidence documentation section, everybody's going to have video clips, 6 video clips. Everybody's going to have this in there. 2 minutes showing things at the beginning, talking through your goals, a couple of videos throughout, 2-ish minutes of you working on things throughout the project, and then some at the end. Everyone will have that. Also, everyone will have this photo documentation as well. At least 15 photos showing you working on various things throughout your project. Different practices, different events that you're going to, kind of showing the process. Then if you see the bottom here, these are kind of more project specific. What you will specifically need to show to your judges to show that you've done the project. The more documentation, the better. You want to save receipts. You want to save meeting notes. You want to make sure that any notes that you take by hand when you're learning, you have all of those items, okay, as well as any specifics. For me, it says I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to have all these pieces here. I also, it says, need to have at least one baked item. I'm doing baking for my project. I need to bring a baked item to my defense to show them, hey, here's what I learned how to do. If you're making something, you're going to bring that with you. If you made a bookshelf, if you made a doghouse, if you made a scrapbook, if you learned to take pictures, you're going to have a final portfolio. If you learned to cook, you're going to bring some of the items that you learned how to cook. You're bringing your final product to defense so that you can show your judges, here, and look how fabulous, and look what I've learned how to do, okay? And in your project-specific guidelines, it will tell you all of those things. It will tell you exactly what you need to bring and exactly what you'll need to do. So taking a look at this, moving it over to your proposal, having this all ready to go. The last thing that I'm going to talk to you about, because I'm an English teacher and this is what I do, I want you to read through this portion and make sure it's grammatically correct. Some of the things are first person. That makes sense. I'm talking. Some of the things are in second person as a directive telling me what to do in my documentation. So I need to change that in my proposal. Instead of it saying at least 15 photos of me working, blah, 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 should be in your portfolio. I don't need that portion. Take that chunk out, okay? If it doesn't make sense, take it out. Make sure that it's in first person. Make sure it sounds good. Like, I'm not going to leave the ellipses down here. I'm going to actually fill that in. What is it going to include? Okay, this says decorations, etc. I'm going to actually put, what does the etc. mean? So please read through, take a look at that, make sure that it makes sense, and just that if somebody was going to read it, they'd be happy that they read it and it makes sense. Okay? All right, that's all we got today, guys. Filling in this My Evidence portion of your proposal. And then we're going to be halfway done, which is amazing. Just a few weeks left. Make sure you're on point. Make sure you have done all of these things up to this point. And I'll see you guys next week. Have a great rest of the week.